Some cars roar for attention. Others simply arrive, and the world falls silent. Tonight, under the soft golden glow of the Grand Aurelia Hotel, where billionaires leave their signatures in chrome and glass, two legends face each other for the very first time. The 2026 Mercedes G63 Sport and the Maybach GLS 600. One, a beast born in the wild, forged in steel and stubborn pride. The other, a throne on wheels, moving through cities like royalty carried on whispers. They couldn't be more different, yet somehow they both command the same respect. It's not just a comparison tonight. It's a duel of character, power versus poise, aggression versus grace. The night air hums quietly as the G63 rolls in first, its squared frame casting shadows against the marble driveway. The engine growls like it's clearing its throat before a fight. Its stance says, "I dare you to move me." And then, without a sound, the Maybach glides in. No revs, no noise, just presence. The lights shimmer like diamonds, not trying to compete, but effortlessly outshining everything around it. In that moment, the crowd outside the hotel doesn't cheer. They simply turn. Because when a Maybach moves, it doesn't need to announce itself. It's understood. I stand there between them, feeling like I'm watching two different eras of Mercedes-Benz philosophy staring each other down. The G63 Sport, newly updated for 2026, wears sharper edges, darker accents, and new hybrid tech that gives it brute force with brains. It's no longer just a muscle truck. It's smarter, more efficient, and more refined than it's ever been. But the Maybach GLS feels like it was built by people who have forgotten what compromise means. The chrome gleams softer. The new two-tone paint melts like silk under the hotel lights, and those massive Maybach alloys spin with silent confidence. You can tell instantly which one's built for commanding roads, and which one's built for owning worlds. I walk closer to the G63 first. You can hear the tick of its cooling pipes, feel the warmth of the V8 hybrid system pulsing softly beneath the hood. The new twin-turbo setup doesn't just power, it surges. It's the kind of performance that feels personal, almost angry, like it wants to prove something. Slide your hand over the hood, and you feel grit, history, character. This isn't a vehicle that evolved for luxury. It evolved for dominance. But turn around to Maybach, and suddenly, you feel the contrast hit your senses. The air smells different, literally. The GLS is almost silent, its hybrid system whispering with precision. The flush chrome, the redesigned LED bar stretching across the front, the way the Maybach emblem glows. It's not showing off. It's reminding you that it doesn't have to. I step inside the G63. The door closes with that heavy metallic thunk, the sound of German authority. The cabin's been redesigned for 2026. Sportier seats, new ambient lighting zones, and a more modern digital cockpit. Still boxy, still masculine, but now with better finesse. And that steering wheel, flat-bottomed, thicker grip. It feels ready for business. The digital dials glow red when you switch to Sport Plus. Everything about this cabin screams ready to roll, ready to rumble. But then, I open the Maybach's door, and the world slows down. It's not a car anymore. It's a sanctuary. The air is scented. The seats are perfumed leather, softer than any memory. The dashboard stretches like a panoramic sculpture. The ambient lights fade in slow gradients, and the new 8K screen quietly welcomes you by name. You don't sit in the Maybach. You sit above everything else. While the G63 asks, "Where to?" the GLS gently says, "You've already arrived." The 2026 GLS Maybach has taken its interior game beyond expectation. The rear seats recline almost flat now, with massage programs named after cities. Paris Calm, Tokyo Flow, Dubai Focus. The sound system? It doesn't just play, it performs. 3D Burmester speakers create an audio dome, So clean it makes silence sound luxurious. Meanwhile, the G63 counters with adrenaline. It's faster, more agile, and yes, still a brick that breaks physics. The hybrid setup adds instant torque, pushing it from 0 to 100 in under 4.2 seconds. That's a 2.5-ton SUV moving like a sports coupe. But here's the thing, when you're inside the G, you want that madness. You want to feel the growl, you want to throw it into bends, you want to hear gravel under those tires. It's mechanical theater. And then you drive the Maybach. Silence, smooth, effortless. You press the pedal and it doesn't accelerate. It ascends. The hybrid setup works differently here. It's tuned not for aggression, but for elegance. You glide. It's like watching a wave of luxury flow through the street while you're inside it. At the hotel entrance, photographers can't decide where to point their lenses. The G63 looks like a celebrity walking in with attitude. The Maybach, like the CEO who owns the building. Let's talk about price, because that's where most people start choosing sides. The new 2026 G63 Sport starts around $190,000. Expensive, yes, but that's power tax. You pay for noise, strength, and character. The Maybach GLS, you're entering the $250,000 plus zone. But here, money doesn't buy you just features. It buys you an experience. A chauffeur mode that literally changes the steering weight. A rear seat tablet that controls everything from blinds to fragrance intensity. It's not more car. It's more world. I think about older versions. How the G-Class once defined rugged luxury. Back in the day, it was the rich man's toy. Boxy, loud, unmistakable. But over time, it matured. 2026 is the year it becomes both wild and wise, now with mild hybrid intelligence and adaptive drive comfort. The Maybach GLS, though, didn't evolve. It ascended. Each year, it got closer to becoming what the S-Class dreams of being when it grows wheels. And now, it's not just competing in the SUV world. It's redefining what it means to move in silence. Off-road? Of course. The G63 owns it. It climbs rocks, crosses rivers, and laughs at dirt. But let's be real, most of these end up on Rodeo Drive or Knightsbridge, not mountain trails. Still, it's comforting to know it could. The Maybach, on the other hand, doesn't care about your off-road adventures. It's not here for that. It's here for arrival. You don't measure its power in horsepower. You measure it in grace. And that's where I realize they're both winners, just in different languages. The G63 speaks in growls and thunder. The Maybach whispers in velvet and gold. But if this were a duel of ultimate dominance in 2026, the one that turns heads without trying, the one that defines what modern prestige feels like, the crown doesn't go to the louder one. It goes to the quieter one. The one that doesn't need to prove itself anymore. The Maybach GLS 600 wins this round. Not because it's faster. Not because it's stronger. But because it's smarter about what luxury really means in this new era. Standing there under the golden hotel lights, the G63's reflection on the marble shows its muscle, its pride. But beside it, the Maybach's reflection doesn't shout. It just exists. And somehow, that silence feels heavier than the G's roar. I take one last look before walking away. The G63 idles, loud, loyal, a legend of its own making. The Maybach comes quietly, doors closing like whispers. Two beasts, two legacies, both kings in their own kingdoms. But tonight, under this hotel's lights, luxury wins. And the Maybach GLS, the silent monarch, drives away first. If you had to choose between raw power and refined perfection, which would you take home? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoyed the cinematic face-off, make sure you hit that like button, because next week, another rivalry is brewing. Until then, drive safe, drive smart, and never forget, sometimes silence is the loudest statement of all.